Welcome to the Courage Barbell Unlimited podcast with your host, legendary powerlifter and strength athlete, Chad Ikes. For most, the journey of strength starts in the gym, but should inevitably expand through all aspects of life. Join us as we discuss all things strength. Now, here's your host, Chad Ikes.
We got another episode of the quotes. I'm just looking at the quote right now, and I can't, for some reason, the pronunciation of his name, or the correct pronunciation, is kind of slipping my brain. Epicurus? Something like that. I think that's right. Epicurus? I can't remember. Anyway, he's got this great quote, and it is, because we're just going to jump into it tonight. He who is not satisfied with a little is satisfied with nothing. I really like quotes that make me think, which is not hard because my brain is always going anyway. But I like ones where I go, I kind of like it and I kind of don't. And the first thing that pops into my head when I read this is when I was powerlifting and I was on top, my teammates would make fun of me because I would literally break a world record and celebrate for 5 seconds. Like literally, I would get up and yell, pump my fist, and I'd be like, hey, Ethan, was I tight enough? Was I this? Was I that? Like, I can do more. And they're like, dude, like, just stop, man. Like, celebrate. And so when I look back and the guys that I train now and the lifters that I train now, I try to get them to understand that it's okay to take some time to celebrate this. And if you worked so hard to get this, enjoy it. Because you're not going to enjoy it like 2 years down the road or 5 years down the road. You're going to look back and go, that was fun, man. That was really cool. But like that real enjoyment time has already passed. And then on the flip side of this, if you don't have that drive to where you need more to be satisfied, what drives you to keep getting better? I mean, that's like the bum who's like, yeah, man, I got $5 for a McDonald's. Well, I don't even know you could buy at McDonald's for $5 anymore. But I got a burger, I got a beer, I got a tarp to sleep under. I'm good, man. I'm happy. Okay, well that sucks. Like, I don't want that. That's horrible. So this quote's an interesting one to me for that reason. And I overall I'm going to say I like the quote because it's true and it's false. It makes me think about both sides, and it initially makes me think about balance. Like, I have to find this balance because if you need a whole shit ton to be satisfied, you're probably never going to be satisfied, which is basically what he's saying. So you need to be able to find that balance of, I want to do good and I want to be successful by whatever you define success, and it needs to be a somewhat reasonable thing, but you also have to be able to like drive yourself and push yourself to really be successful. I mean, there's a lot of different levels of life. There's some people that, raising a family in middle class is perfectly fine. I know some people that, due to their religion or whatever, they're like, hey, I want my wife to stay home with the kids and have this traditional kind of household, which means we might not have a lot. I mean, we might be like borderline, not even hitting middle class, but I want, they find happiness in different things than some other people. And I respect that. Because they find the happiness in, being a close-knit family, and they find happiness in the mom's always there for them. And, I think the families I know like that have raised some pretty cool kids. But at the same time, I think it's okay to go, hey, no, I want to hit this. I want this business that makes this much money. Or, in my instance, no, I want to be one of the top lifters in the world, and I want to break a world record, and I want to be a 1%er here. I think that's okay too. But if you're looking at kind of quality of life long term, I think that there has to be some sort of balance there. You need to have some standards to live with or to live by. I mean, hey, if you can go out in the woods and live and be perfectly happy, that's awesome, man. The bum living on the street, I don't know about, because you're not really being a part of society. You're kind of dragging on society, but yeah, I guess to each his own. But then I know people that have a lot and they're very unhappy because they still want more, and they still want more, and they still want more. And it really is like in powerlifting. And I don't know what would have happened to me if I didn't push myself so hard that I basically went off the cliff with my depression and stuff and got to the point where, like, I had to stop lifting, or I had to stop competing. I didn't have to stop lifting, and pull things back and get my mental health better. Like, what if I would have kept going? Because I was never really satisfied with anything I did. It was like, hey, that's great. I'm proud of that, whatever. But what's next? What's next? And every time I set a goal and achieved a goal, I just wanted to have the next goal again. It was all about the journey, and I wanted the journey, and the journey was never going to stop. And maybe that's the balance that I'm looking for in this, is that it's not about being satisfied with anything. It's about enjoying the journey, but also at some point enjoying that journey, going, okay, this journey is kind of over, and I'm good with where it's at right now. I'm going to find another journey to start on. Say if you're talking about powerlifting, you get to a point where, okay, you're getting older, you've had some injuries, like, you're not going to put up bigger numbers anymore. Are you okay with going, hey, this journey's over. Let me try to find another journey. I'm gonna see how deep I can go into myself, because we've talked about that recently. Or I'm gonna play chess, or I want to start making knives, or I'm gonna start a podcast. When you have a house, like, what's big enough? If it's two people, do you need a 10,000 square foot house? Can't you, like, get a really, really awesome 2,000 square foot house and go, hey, this is a cool house. This is good. This is everything we need. It's everything I want. Let's find another journey. Let's focus on another journey. We want to travel to Germany. So let's start planning for this awesome trip to Germany. So maybe that's the answer, is finding that, accepting that it's more the journey than the finish. And that there's always going to be, but you need to be satisfied with whenever that journey ends, and there's going to be a time for all journeys end, and you just find another journey. If that makes sense, that actually makes sense in my brain. So it's learning to be satisfied with basically whenever the journey ends, that's what I have. And I don't need to have a whole lot, because I had that journey, and that journey was the most important thing. And now I'm going to find another journey. I remember I read something about, it was a professional golfer, and she was doing really good, and she won all these tournaments, and she's like, yeah, I think it's time to stop now. And everybody's like, why are you retiring now? And she was like, well, my husband, like, really did a lot to support my whole golf career, and I would like him to have time now to go after what he wants, and we're comfortable, so we can actually afford to do that. So that's what I want to do. And I think that's kind of an extreme example, because I think she made a shit ton of money. But to go, hey, I had a good time on this journey. How much more do I need? If I keep winning tournaments, what difference is it going to make? It's more important for me to now support the person that supported me on their journey. interesting stuff. All right, guys, gals. I'm going to end this one here. Please follow Chad Ikes on Instagram. Check out CourageBarbell.com. I need to update that with some new designs and stuff we have. Courage Barbell YouTube channel. Please share, like this podcast and share it, and share the YouTube channel and share the Instagram, and help me kind of try to get the world to spend a little more time thinking. So until next time, I'm out of here. Please join us again, because there's going to be more.
Thanks for listening to the Courage Barbell Unlimited podcast. For more information, please visit CourageBarbell.com. Until next time.